Today, on the ropes, I got another one of the Robinson boys. I got Ibrahim, 17 years old, 150 pounds, national elite fighter, looking to make that 2020 Olympic qualifiers. And after that, later turn pro, man. How you doing today?
Pretty good.
Talk about your first experience with the sport of boxing.
My first experience, I started boxing back in Pennsylvania with a coach named Antoine. With a coach named Antoine. I started, I was like 5 or 6 years old. That's when I got to learn how the basics of boxing. And then later on, we moved to Baltimore. That was a couple of years later, and then we moved to Baltimore. I was like 8 years old, and then we went to a boxing gym. It was called Umar Boxing. And then that's where I first started off to like understand, because I was older. I was 8 or 9 years old. I was understanding how to throw my jab, my two. I started off with Coach Antoine, Coach Marvin, and Coach D. That's when I first started off to learn how to throw my jab, and that's when I first started sparring too. I was real nervous when I started sparring too, because getting hit in the face and all that. I'm used to it now, but when I started fighting.
What was your first experience like for the first time in the ring in your first match?
In my first boxing match, it was real tough. I was real nervous my first boxing match too, because you have to go see the doctors, you have to warm up. All the nervousness in my body, seeing other people in the ring, the crowd being like, oh, every time you get hit with a big punch, that was really nervous. But when I got in there, all my nervousness disappeared. Got in there, did my thing. I ain't get no 8 counts or nothing. Went the whole 3 rounds. It was a pretty great experience.
Talk about what you learned from Mr. Hulot McDow. With him being a Maryland Hall of Famer in the Maryland Boxing Hall of Fame. What was the most important thing that you took away from your experience at the Hulot Boxing Gym?
With Hulot Boxing Gym, what I learned there is, he does a no hooks before books. That's what I learned. I learned a lot there. Like when we went there, we used to do school first and then boxing. And with Umar McDow, I learned how to throw my jab, throw my two, throw my three, all the combinations. And that's when I first started sparring. And Umar McDow, he does a lot of activities outside of boxing too. Like he feeds the homeless. It was one time back then where we was in like a camp. Every day we went swimming. We went to like the classrooms, did our homework, we ate, and then after that, like we went to go play basketball, swimming. It was a real good experience.
It's interesting that you just said that. You said play basketball. There's one thing that you can't do in boxing is play boxing. Talk about that.
You can't play boxing because in boxing you can't tap out. You can't get someone to replace you. Like if you want to take a break, then you're gonna have to get an 8 count or something. But that's what we don't want. You can't ask for a timeout. You gotta go the whole 3 rounds, the whole minutes. You can't take a break and all that stuff. You gotta push through, never give up.
What's one of the toughest things that you had to deal with in the sport, and how did you overcome it?
The toughest thing I had to deal with is getting tired. Like during the nationals, I go there, I fight, and then my body starts to wear out, and I had to push myself, because if I don't push myself, then I would just give up. But no, I don't never do that. Pushing yourself is the most hardest thing in boxing, with the fighting and the sparring, because when you sparring, I go up against bigger people because I'm getting at that age where I'm getting ready to turn pro and go and do this, and like my body starts to wear out on me, so it's hard to like pick my punches up, throw hard punches. So I push myself to don't give up, go the whole 3 rounds, and like survive. And survive, and all that.
What do your friends think about you in the sport of boxing?
My friend?
Yeah.
But I don't really tell everybody that I'm a boxer, but I tell.
Really? Your friends don't know what you do?
Well, most of my friends do, but like people in school, I don't tell them that I'm a boxer because I don't want to be, get caught up in drama. And so, hey, you fight him, you beat up this dude.
That's funny you said that. Your brother just said the same thing.
Yeah, that's why we don't really tell our friends, but we don't tell like people who don't know that we boxers in school and all that. But our friends, they really interested. Like they don't mess with us or nothing.
Are they supportive of what you're doing?
They support me, but like they don't come to our fights and come to our gym and stuff. But they like give me good luck and stuff. And all that.
Now, who are some of your favorite fighters out there right now?
My favorite fighters is Errol Spence, Lomachenko, Tank, Paul Williams, Terrence Crawford. That's it.
Now, with that being said, with those fighters that you just named, talk about some of the fights you would like to see as a fan of the sport.
Some of the fights, I would definitely love to see Tank versus Lomachenko and Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. Definitely love to see that.
Now, break down those 2 fights and how each fighter would win that fight.
I would think Errol Spence will win against Terrence Crawford because Errol Spence, he's a big dude. He's a hard hitter. Like you would have to go 12 rounds with a big dude and a hard hitter. You have to come up with like a certain style. You have to come up with something to like beat him and all that. Terrence Crawford, I mean, he has speed. He has he can go orthodox and southpaw. That's the thing about him, and he is hard too. So I would probably put my bet on Errol Spence, but I'm pretty sure it'll be a tough fight. With Tank and Lomachenko, I believe Tank will win because he's fast. He has that punching power, and
I think people underestimate him as a boxer also.
Yes, because a lot of people talk trash about him too. Like if Tank goes against Lomachenko today, I'm pretty sure he will win. Like with Lomachenko, he has a lot of stamina, but I don't believe that he's like a hard hitter like Tank. Like Tank, he's explosive with his punches.
You see, like he hit with deadly intentions.
Yeah, and Lomachenko, he has a lot of stamina and speed, but like I'm pretty sure Tank can take a whole bunch of his punches. With Lomachenko, if Lomachenko would have to beat Tank, he would have to outbox him with the speed, everything, punches, everything.
Talk about what you would feel like, man, if you had that opportunity, man, to actually get on that 2020 qualifying team for the Olympics.
It'll feel real great because I would accomplish something. I would have accomplished something in my amateurs. I'll feel good to move on to the pros because I'll be like, I won this, I won that, I participated in this tournament. And, how bad, because we really haven't won any national tournaments, but we've like moved on to we made it to the championships, everything. But sometimes we fall apart, so, and when we go to when I participate in the October tournament, most I win, I'm gonna win that and then move on to the 2020 Olympic teams, and then I'll participate in that, and then 2 years. After 2 years, I'm gonna go pro, and then I'm gonna feel real comfortable going pro.
Man, just talk about that road leading to that. And what I mean by that is, what year are you right now in school?
I'm in 11th grade.
So you still, hey, you haven't even finished high school, and we talking about the pros.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But I'm not turning pro until after 2 years. 2 years later. Probably when I'm 20 years or 3 years later. I'm not sure. So when I feel comfortable going pro, yeah.
You know, outside of boxing, what is it that you want to do with your life?
Outside of boxing, I like to play basketball. I like to go camping. I like playing video games. I like doing a whole lot of activities out of boxing. You know, like fishing, all of that.
I think I was leading with the question whereas, like one of the things their father talked about was, you know, entrepreneurship. Yeah, creating your own businesses and being the one who's out actually giving out the jobs, not the one who's employee. So that was that was real big for him, for you all.
Yeah, that's what my father's giving us. He's trying to create his own organization so he can like if our father like he would leave us with you know, GF Nation. He's trying to get his own gym. Our father's trying to give us everything that would help us in the future and stuff. Like he's not trying to, like if suppose my father was to, like, not to say it's gonna happen, but suppose my father was to like be here today, but he's gone tomorrow. But we would have he would have left us with, you know, boxing, GF Nation, something that we can carry on.
Carry on. Yeah, it's interesting because I had a chance to speak with Jaleel Hackett. I don't know if you know Jaleel.
Yeah, I know him. I sparred him a couple of times.
And you know, one of the things he talked about outside of boxing was actually owning a funeral home.
Wait, owning what?
Funeral home.
Oh, funeral home?
Yeah, I'm actually that's actually the business I'm in. I'm actually a mortician myself. It's you know, it was crazy to talk to him about that. You always had work though. I'll say that. But how was that experience sparring with Jaleel?
Jaleel, he's a tough fighter. But Jaleel, because I'm tall, he gets on the inside. I try to keep him out. He tries to get on the inside, and he's a real strong fighter too. Like when I'm sparring him, he gives me good work. I give him good work because that's what we would definitely be good sparring partners. Because when we move on to the nationals, like he would fight a person that's tall. I would fight a person that's short. We both give good work to each other.
Hey man, I really appreciate your time today on the ropes, man, and good luck on everything coming up in October, man. And hopefully, man, you'll make that 2020 qualified. And looking for big things out of you, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us in.
Hey, what you want to say to the people out there before we leave, man?
To the people out there, I'm the number one. I'm the number one best person in Baltimore in my weight, Asian weight. Nobody can beat me. That's
a big statement. That's a big statement.
Yeah. I'm confident in myself.
You get a chance to get that work with other people in Baltimore?
Yeah, I spar other people in Baltimore all the time.
What's that experience like? Matter of fact, what's the toughest, in your opinion, toughest area as far as getting work?
Say it again.
What's the toughest area for you, like as far as sparring? Like, oh man, I really got some good work in this area.
Oh, the toughest.
Maybe that's a wrong question because
no, it's the right. The toughest area, I would say Upton, because It was this one fighter. Every time I went down, his name was Malik Warren. Every time I sparred,
Oh, my dog Malik. Oh, you know, you want to know professional, yeah.
yes. Every time I sparred him, man, it was real tough. He would push me to my limits. I'm telling you, like his punches are hard. It's like it's hard to keep him off me and all that. Like I throw a punch, it's like he doesn't even feel it. He just keeps coming. He has that real dog in him and stuff. That's the toughest one right there.
All right, man. I really appreciate your time today, man.
Yeah, thank you.
We out.